Like many sports, jiu-jitsu is a fun after-school activity for kids to burn off some steam and for parents to have a break. But on September 21st in Palmetto Bay, Florida, Elemental Jiu-Jitsu and Fitness Martial Arts School partnered with Train to Survive Tactics to bring an important lesson for the whole family.
Predators are on the prowl, and they have so many ways to access the kids now. So now it's more, not only for the children to get training, but for the parents to also know what to be trained on as well.
Stephen and his wife Vialta and Elemental's founder Ernesto Fry brought a child trafficking safety course to the school to teach kids what to do in a dangerous situation.
Stop!
I just wanted to advise
Stop!
I just want to show
Stop!
The children who attended learned how to identify someone to a 911 operator, how to scratch their way out of someone's grasp, and how to anchor themselves to the floor or a car so they can't be picked up. At today's Train to Survive class, kids learned important techniques to use if someone tries to grab them. Let's say I'm a kidnapper. Here's what they've been taught to do. Come here, I'm gonna get you. The most recent human trafficking report from the Florida Department of Children and Families says there were almost 2,100 cases of human trafficking between July 2022 and June 2023. Over 1,600 of those cases involved children. That's almost 80%.
I think especially in today's world it's very important because kids are faced with scenarios everywhere, even at school these days, and it's very important for them to have the knowledge to be able to protect themselves.
While families learned about individual safety, they built a community that will have their back as well.
To the old saying that we work, to raise a child, it's better done by a village than it is as an individual. I believe in that, and with everybody coming together for this, it's a little bit easier for us to be able to recognize something when we're outside of here.
Billie Brightman, UMTV. For as long as South Florida artist Dawn Maslar-Biggie can remember, art and biology have been a huge part of her life. However, she didn't always know which way to go.
I was scared. I was a little scared. I didn't think I could make it as an artist. I doubted myself. And so I kept thinking if I do science as a backup, because I like science too, it would be like my little safety net.
Now she combines these fields. She teaches biology part-time, but when she's not in the classroom, she's surrounded by her colorful creations. And her biggest muse are sea turtles. And it's not just the actual art itself that shows Dawn's love for the ocean. If you take a close look at the tag, it shows that proceeds of the sales of the art goes back to the inspiration behind the creation. After attending a sea turtle nest rescue hosted by Nova Southeastern University's Marine Environmental Education Center, Dawn decided to give back to the place where she first found a love for sea turtles.
She goes to a lot of art shows, so she has an important presence in all of these places, but this is kind of like her. We call her our resident artist. It's a great way of furthering the message of the meek and giving her a home, knowing that this is gonna be the place where she can always come and we will welcome her work.
Giving back in this way has made art even more meaningful to Dawn.
It makes me feel great. I mean, I kind of feel like I found my purpose now.
Dawn Maslar-Biggie continues to work towards saving a keystone yet endangered species, one piece of art at a time. Billie Brightman, UMTV. Silence taking over one of the most popular areas of the University of Miami campus as students honored the memory of the almost 45,000 Palestinian and Lebanese people who have died since October 7th, 2023. students like senior Amar Arakat honored the memory of their homes as well.
I was born in Jerusalem and I grew up until I was about 7 or 8 years old. All of my family practically are in the West Bank in Palestine right now, and whenever I get the chance during the summers, I regularly go over there and visit as well.
While the present conflict has been most active in the last year, Amar says his family has felt the effects for almost a century.
My grandmother is 90-something years old, 93 years old right now. She was there when the British were there and they had occupied Palestine. She was there as soon as the Zionists occupied Palestine as well. She had never lived a day of her life not under occupation, and she's getting to the point in age where, she's slowly starting to fade out.
The Arab Students Union holds multiple candlelight vigils a year, so students like Amar can stand alongside their community and hold each other up through their grief.
You wake up every day and you wonder, when is this gonna stop?
who is going to put a stop to this like horrific thing that's happening to my people.
At the Arab Student Union's first vigil, each of the 100 candles behind me represented 64 lives lost. Today, they each represent 445 lives lost. Students, faculty, and community members in attendance heard from multiple speakers from various organizations who told stories of their own families, families they did not know personally, and called for an end to the fighting.
Let Gaza live!
Honestly, like the event was absolutely beautiful. In order to be able to like I'm glad that we were able to mourn the loss of life at such a high scale.
And even while the fighting continues on, Amar and his family are not giving up hope anytime soon.
No matter what to them, even like against all odds, they will. There's nothing they can do but just keep going forward. Honestly, living over there, you have to persevere.
Marjorie Burnett loves to dance. She has cerebral palsy, but it has never stopped her from having dreams of being on stage.
And I pointed to the stage, and I said, I don't want to do that. I want to be out there. And then I put my foot in front, and they all looked at me like I was crazy. I said, well, you'll see, I'll do it one day, and here I am.
On March 23rd, Marjorie and other dancers with disabilities performed in the 5th annual Forward Motion Dance Festival in Miami. It was hosted by a company called Karen Peterson Dancers that was created almost 35 years ago as a space for inclusive dance.
Wow, this really makes sense to me, and it has impact in the dance world, and it satisfied something in me that contemporary dance wasn't doing for me at that time.
Marjorie and her fellow dancers have practiced their pieces with Karen for the festival for years, and even though they've been performing for a while, each performance is still just as special.
She's my mentor. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be where I am today. She made my dreams become a reality.
While Karen knows not all audiences are open-minded, the audience at Forward Motion was truly in awe at what she and her dancers could accomplish.
So diverse and so creative and romantic and sexy and all the stuff that you don't expect to see.
It's the support of such audiences that keeps Karen's mission alive.
Really have practiced inclusion and honestly, and I have been very diligent to make sure that individuals with disabilities are not just a check in the box, but they are actually disabilities that, make my organization run.
The Forward Motion Festival is over, but Karen Peterson Dancers continues to act as a beacon for dancers of all abilities to make their dreams come true. Billie Brightman, UMTV.